Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. There's your heat map right there. And it was NVIDIA day. I was going to put NVIDIA up on the screen. But anyway, there you go. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How are you guys? And yeah, NVIDIA was up at the after hour. Or at least it had good earnings. It was up a little bit. It's not up a whole lot. Let's put it that way. And we'll check it out real quick. We'll go through it. It says NVIDIA Corp reports fiscal Q4 2025 results with non-GAAP EPS $1.62. That's a plus 82% year over year, and the revenue $68.1 billion. That's a plus 73% year over year. Beats EPS and revenue estimates. So that is what it did today, and we'll see how the market wants to react tomorrow. But it didn't get too crazy. You can look at the minute chart. It ran up right as they were announcing the earnings, and it did pull back right there. So came down, dipped down. Now it's up a little bit, and that's what NVIDIA did, and that was the big one today, at least the one that everybody was looking at. And let me just post out the old that we're doing a show here. Here we go. I see it now. Hold on 1 second. Let me post it out. Give me 2 seconds real quick. Oh, what did I even push? Here we go. Share the broadcast, and then right there, bam, and now people will actually know that we're on. All right, here we go. So anyway, and yeah, NVIDIA, it did pop down. Now the good one in the after hours and the earnings was Sezzle right here, and we had this one playing it from the Discord if you were in there, and boom, that thing went rocking and rolling, and this thing got cruising right there, as you can see, and it's still up. I'll get rid of them. Probably right at the open. It might bounce around. And again, I'm going to buy more afterwards going long on this. But that was really good. It popped up big enough where I think I'll just lock them in and take it. And then we'll go from there. To be honest with you, but we'll see tomorrow. Xwell right here was on Laptop Travel's list last night. This thing ran up like almost 300 and some percent right there. They announced a 31.3 million at the market private placement of Series H convertible preferred stock and warrants. I don't even know what that means really, but it went up a lot. I know that, and we were talking about that today. So there you go at Xwell. And what did you guys like? Let me know what you guys are looking at and what you're liking for tomorrow, a Thursday afternoon there. And let's go through the market and see what we all like. And again, our SPY looked pretty good today. It was up, and it looks pretty good going into tomorrow. It was down a little in the after hours, but that thing looks like it's crossed through the MACD and wants to continue up right there. And then your Qs right here were blasting up right there, getting caught between the 20 and 50, but they still don't look bad. A little bit down in the after hours, but still crossing up, and we'll see how they look in the morning. Obviously, an IWM right there was also up, but doesn't even have the best look, but it is bullish. It could get rejected down here one more time off that MACD and get set up for that one. That's what it looks like at the moment. We'll see what they look like in the morning, obviously. At 7 a.m. when we do our pre-market show, but we definitely have to look and see how they close today before we look at them tomorrow. And let's go through our list and see what's looking good for tomorrow. And this ONDS was down a little bit right there. It's hitting that resistance. It doesn't look bad. Galaxy running up. Crypto looking way better. Look at that for crypto. Bitcoin was back to 69K, so it jumped up pretty good today. And there you go. It got right through to 20, curled up. Remember we were saying yesterday it was probably bottomed out and looking good? Well, we should have listened because Ethereum, remember we were saying that was looking really good right there. And Ripple right there was ripping along. And Solana, they all have that same look where they just got curled up going and looking pretty good. We were saying it last night that they were looking pretty good right there. And that BMNR was up like 10% today, so you can keep an eye on them tomorrow and see what they want to do. But let's get through our list right here. ASTS was down, and this thing looks like it might curl down. We'll have to see tomorrow. It's been all over the place. And, of course, UMAC right here, I think that was also it was bouncing around. I did see it down, and again, it was bouncing around. It closed up a little bit. It was all over the place. Nothing too crazy. Redwire had earnings, and that one came back down in the after hours right away. Boom, that came down and stayed down there. So that was Redwire. I'm not even sure what their earnings even said, to be completely honest with you. Revenue 330. It beat Q4 sales estimates and guides for 2026 revenue above Wall Street expectations, but I have no idea. The GAAP EPS of 0.58 missed consensus, so that'll do it right there. And yeah, that's what that did, Redwire. But I do like how they have this all broken down. I'm not really a earnings person, but I will be on TrendSpider tomorrow for earnings for what? SOUN right here. Good old Soundhound and Rocket Lab, right? Isn't that the other one that's tomorrow? Yeah, Rocket Lab right there. There's a few other ones tomorrow, but we're going to be listening and discussing these guys. So I guess I better do some homework and see what's up with them, even though I don't know anything about earnings. You guys know that. I'll be like, I hope they have good guidance because it's about all I know. And I just learned. I don't even know what that even means. I just know that's what they need is good guidance, obviously, what they're projecting in the future of that year and in the next few months. So that's what I know. But anyway, that's Rocket Lab right on target. Look at that. I wasn't even looking, but there you are. There's our Luis Rodriguez list right there. We'll go through that as well. And yeah, Rocket Lab right here. Earnings tomorrow. I'll be on the Trend Spider at the end of the day with them guys, and we'll be discussing Rocket Lab and Soundhound right here. So I'll be keeping my eye on them tomorrow to see what they're up to and discussing them guys. So we'll see what's up with that. And let's continue right through and see what our nuclear was up to. Because again, guys, remember I said this one was looking so good right there, and it certainly was. Nuclear looking good. Aklo, though, this one, that one got rolling up a little bit today. I actually did not even sure if I looked at it too much. It was bouncing around. I do know that. And yeah, I did look at this because I do remember saying, wow, that's a lot of bounce, but it ended up getting up there today. Not looking bad. SMR was down. I did see that one, but they have their earnings coming up. Is that tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow, SMR. So keep an eye on that for earnings because that could get moving right there. And that's some of your nuclear ones. And then EOSE was down a little bit. It had ran up yesterday. I think it was up in the morning, wasn't it? This thing was up early, I think. Yeah, it was. And then it came back down during the daytime. And iron right here was down after running up a little bit more this morning. And it did pull back. Critical metals just kind of hanging out right there. You're 20 and 50 kind of meeting, and it's hitting the MACD. We'll see what it wants to do tomorrow. MP right here, that one's kind of cruising around. They have earnings coming up, and that could be tomorrow, and it certainly is. So a lot of earnings plays for tomorrow, that's for sure. I'd say it's earnings season. And like I said, Nvidia's weren't even that bad. It just didn't get crazy. I don't know. I'm always baffled by earnings. You guys know that. But MP right here, they do have them as well, and that's not looking too bad going into tomorrow. USAR was down hitting the 20. We'll see if it wants. It kind of looks like it's going to curl back down off of that MACD at the moment. And UAMY was going up, and that one's crossing through, but it has that good resistance right there, and I'm not so sure it gets through that 967. So you'll have to keep an eye on it for that tomorrow. And your 4Us right here look like it wanted to run pretty hard. And it did spike up, I know that. And then it pulled back at the end of the day right there for your energy fuel. So if you locked in those profits, we were talking about it last night. ASPI right here. Look at this bad boy. That's getting set up right there. That could be a good one tomorrow, ASPI. And let's see, Berna was looking really good today. That's running up there. That's not looking bad for another continuation. So keep an eye on BYRN, good old Berna. And we do like that product. That's for sure. That one's staying on the list because the product's awesome. And UAVS right here, AG Eagle Aerial Systems. And this guy, look at this thing getting curled up. That looks really good, guys. I think we have to keep an eye on this. UAVS, I keep saying it. And I would imagine that it's really cheap. It doesn't even have options on this. I don't even know. But look how cheap it is right there for 99 cents. And obviously it's been down in the 80s right there. But I think you're making a nice little base and going to get curled up. That could be a good opportunity. UAVS right there. And LightPath. Let's see what that's up to. This was up this morning too. So a lot of them ran up, and actually dipped down, then got running. So I did see it this morning at the why it was moving up. It spiked up right at 1 p.m. Look at that big spike, and then came back down towards the end of the day. I wasn't tracking it all day. I just kind of went through the list real quick and was looking at these guys. And KRMN right here, good old Carmen, just still setting up. That still looks really good, guys. So aerospace and defense. And speaking of which, LMT, huge dip down to the 20, but that looks like it could be a dip and rip opportunity right there. Look at that, the way that looks right there for Lockheed Martin. Then your NOC right there, a very similar look. It's kind of the meat of the candle stuck on the 20, so that's what you want to see. It did come through, but it does look like it could bounce off, but at the same time, that looks like it wants to come back down some more. And Huntington Ingalls right here, that was bouncing off the 20. So they all have an interesting look. I'm not going to lie. We have to see what's going on. They're still getting set up right here and running around and trying to figure out if we're going to be attacking Iran. You can just see it happening right here. And from the looks of them the other day, I'd say, yeah, and they're just trying to fake you out, fake plays right here, and we'll see if I'm right. But we'll see in the next few days. It'll definitely play itself out here. Might even be able to tell tomorrow, as a matter of fact, with these guys. So we'll be watching that. You guys know that, that's for sure. And like I said, this Carmen right there, I meant the Hikatos, and that was down. So all of them, but look at that. I mean, it does look like it wants to pull back pretty hard on that when you're 2050 coming down. It has that support right there. That looked like it tried to bottom. That looks like it's trying to roll back down. They all have a really strange look. I'm not going to lie. For your aerospace and defense, they don't have the look like we're going to battle right at the moment, but they could get changed back around. They had that look the other day, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if this is just a little fake out look right here and get everybody off track, and then all of a sudden something happens. I can't even talk, but anyway, SATS, that Ghost Star was up a little bit. It doesn't look great right there, and we can look at DXYZ at the same time. That was up today. That looked a little bit better. Both of them have action into SpaceX, so you can keep an eye if you like SpaceX and want to get in. That's how you can get in. And Gush was down. That's your oil and gas right there. And that one touching the 20. Is it going to bounce back up? It looks like it kind of wants to, but I can't promise you that. We'd have to look at it tomorrow, that's for sure. And then your boil, your natural gas, yeah. This one way down there, I think you're about to have a big curl up coming, guys. So watch out for natural gas. Boil right here could be a good play coming in, possibly going in the next week. So I think Boyle right there, we might have to keep an eye on tomorrow. Sezzle offering a flat fee, unlimited use solar plan, cellular plan. You said so. There you go. And what isn't Sezzle a credit company? Didn't I click on this thing earlier? Is this the one? Yeah, buy now, pay later. I did see this thing earlier. And yeah, that's what these guys do. I had no idea, but trending brands get exclusive access and deals at top brands you already know and love. I don't know what they do, but apparently you can easily shop online or in store and download the Sezzle app, set up the virtual card, and start paying later at top brands. Like I've heard of this stuff. I didn't even know what people do to these things, but I guess it's pretty popular there. And so yeah, that's Sezzle, and it's gonna be sizzling, guys, and it ran up pretty good in the after hours, that's for sure, right there, and it is up. So here you are with that one. And let's take a look and see what the rest of these are up to right here. And let's see. RGTI ran up nice. So up and to the right today, guys. That was nice. Remember, I called this one out the other day, and I had $17 calls that were expiring. So it could run up some more right there, but I locked them in just because they were up on there and they had been down. And look at that. They went up today, and I was like, oh, that's pretty. And they did. They spiked up even higher right there. So there you go. RGTI, I had mentioned that one, and that was a good call. And I didn't mean to hit that. I meant to go and see what the rest of these guys were up to. QBT, that looks real good. So maybe these are just setting up, to be honest with you. Maybe we have to look at possible more action on the computer hardware and the quantum ones. Look at D-Wave right there. That's looking pretty good. And QMCO, that was running the other day on its earnings. It was up a little bit right there. It looks like it was trying to go up a little more. Nothing real crazy with that one. And QTUM, that was up. And that Defiance Quantum ETF looks pretty good right there. That QSI had been way down. That looks like it could be a good opportunity. I had written that one down, QSI, as one setting up right there. And there you go. That one's starting to move along. IONQ had earnings today. That did spike up a little bit. Wasn't looking too bad. RCAT Aerospace and Defense was pulled back a little bit right there. And Z-Space was down a little bit. So there you go for them bad boys. And that's your quantum and computer hardware ones right there. You're saying Home Depot, that did get sold off pretty good. Holy cow, Home Depot. When were their earnings? They weren't today, were they? Oh, they were yesterday, actually. Beats Q4 estimates, posts modest growth, and reaffirms cautious 2026 outlook with acquisition related margin drag. What are they saying? Hold on. What are they saying over here? I don't know. Look at all that information. That's way too much for me to look at. But let's see. CEO expects no meaningful housing rebound or big project demand in 2026 with spending focused on repair work. So there you are. And that's what Home Depot looks like right there, Luis Rodriguez. How about that? Pulling back at the moment. And Lowe's was pulling back even harder. Wow, that's a nice dip right there on Lowe's. So they had been looking good before. LDI right here not looking so good either, but there you are with them guys, and there we are. Let's see what UNH is doing. Healthcare bouncing back up today. MOH right there was still down. As a matter of fact, that looks like it could bounce down a little bit more, is what it looks like. But I don't know. That's an interesting look. Look at this thing right here. It looks like it wants to go down, but at the same time, looks like it wants. I was saying bounce down because as I was saying, it looks like it wants to bounce off that MACD. So let me rephrase that right there. I'm not sure what that wants to do, but let's look at Oscar. We'll have to look at MOH tomorrow. That's an interesting look. And Oscar right here is trying to bounce. That looks like it was bottomed out. Has resistance right there, but does look like that's going to crawl right through and move even through that 20 right there and start making its way back up to the $15 area right there for Oscar. So keep an eye on that one. And let's see what MOB is up to. I had mentioned this yesterday, as a matter of fact. Look at that bad boy. And it did get moving there. And it still don't even have that much volume, 371,000. But it is looking good right there, MOB. And I definitely said that yesterday. I don't know why I didn't stick with it, too. I said because it didn't have the volume. I should know better. I'm the one that always says volume doesn't matter. And that's exactly why. The chart matters more. Over 5% right there for good old MOB. So that was looking really good there. So Tech right there was up, and that thing is getting set up, guys. I think Tech could even be like a top play tomorrow. It's definitely getting set up to get rolling, and I think you're going to get cruising right there. What did you just say? Somebody said something. Laptop Travel said Sinez Tech with a nice move up today on very light volume, too. Yeah, 47,000. Wow, that does have light volume, Laptop Travel. That might be really early to the party on that one. You know that. So let's keep an eye on that tomorrow. IMRX, I said that one yesterday, too. That thing looks really good right there. And actually, I did figure out how to get the live stream to have sound. I swear, they like made it's in the same spot, but they like blended it in. You can't even tell it's there. I actually wrote them. I was like, yo, can you like, it took me like almost 40 minutes to figure out where it was. I had already emailed them and said, yo, I can't figure this out. And then I was just messing around. And finally I saw it. I was like, wait a second, there it is. It literally, they like made the text like it's so small, and there's like this little toggle thing. You don't even see it. It blended it completely with the screen, unless like, and I was looking for it. I still didn't see it. I'm like, how's anyone even notice it's here? So of course I messaged them back and said, yo, can you like fix this thing? Because next time I'm looking for it, I'm gonna forget it's there because you can't even see it. I have no idea, and I'm gonna forget. And I'm like, where the heck was this stupid thing? I remember I had to take 40 minutes to look for it. Now I need another 40 minutes because you can't see it. So they said they're going to take in consideration and send it over and see if they can make it bigger. I said, yo, put that thing in the over into the like where you go over and try to mess with things and everything. I was like, in the settings, I was like, can you put it over there too so it's easy to find? I mean, geez, I'm looking all over the place so I can find the stupid volume. It was so easy too. Just needed to hit one little toggle switch button and the sound would have came right on. I'm like, are you kidding me? So anyway, I finally figured it out, but hopefully they make it way. I was like, yo, make that thing like real big, different color, and then like let people know it's there because it's a hidden gem, I guess. I have no idea. But anyway, that was the difficulty last night, or I would have live streamed the entire thing. I guess I should have checked that out before. But like I said, StreamYard had changed a bunch of things right there, and that was another thing. It looked like it just blended right in. I don't know. It didn't look like that before. So anyway, that's what happened. I got it figured out, I think. So Laptop travel. It's on the same screen as like when you have to share your screen. That's where it's at. So next time I'm looking for it for 40 minutes, just remind me that and I'll find it again. I'll have to like really zoom in, but hopefully they do make it bigger. Or at least I said just change the like color to text, do something. It couldn't even see it. Like literally, if I wish I could bring it up, I'll have to take a screenshot or something. You can't see it. Like it just like is it's like this big and it was like invisible. I'm like, what? There it is. So anyway, Rhett didn't know where it was either. I asked him. He's like, I have no idea where they put it. It was in the same spot. They never moved it. It just became invisible. That's all they did. So yeah, I you couldn't even tell. But anyway, enough of rant like that, and hopefully they change it. But IMRX looking really good. CMG is your Chipotle. That looks like it's gonna roll right back up there, and then your Cracker Barrel looked a little bit better, but not convinced it's completely ready. I would say wait for them earnings in March 4th, and we'll see how it looks going into that. But I do think Chipotle is looking a lot better right there. So you could keep an eye on CMG. That has that look like it's getting set up. So you might want to have an eye on that one. And then plug right here. What was that doing? PLUG is just flat. I was gonna say it wasn't doing a whole lot, is what I was gonna tell you. Is yeah, it just bounced up a little bit. It came down, it bounced back up a little bit. I wasn't really watching it today, but I did see it wasn't moving around a whole lot, as you can see by these candles, and it was just kind of flat as I looked at it, and it looks like it was completely flat right there. So it didn't do a whole lot. And again, their earnings are coming up March 2nd, so it'll be next week, and that'll be on Monday. So be prepared for plug earnings on Monday. I don't know if they report before the market opens or after, but they are Monday. QuantumScape just had this one, looks really good to get set up too. I think we can keep that on our list. QS and QSI, both of them trying to get set up. They've been beaten down pretty good, and Rocket got it didn't really go down today, but it had that nice little pop up yesterday. It looks like it's still bottom there. They do have earnings tomorrow there, Zach. So we do know that. We were talking about it already, as a matter of fact. We were talking about it yesterday. And so, yeah, I'll keep an eye on Rocket tomorrow. We'll see what's going on as it goes into its earnings right there. And I have it has that look. I mean, it's way down there, but it could pull back a little bit more. I'm not going to lie. So have to look at that one tomorrow as it's going into its earnings. I'm not sure. They're probably after. Lucid did look a lot better. It did look better yesterday, as a matter of fact, too. And that's probably why it's running up, because it was looking pretty good. But there you go. Lucid hitting the 20. Looks like it wants to continue up there, Luis Rodriguez. So keep an eye on that one. And Rich Tech Robotics right here up 10 cents. This one, I mean, it could try to curl. Let's put it this way. Play the curl up right here. It looks like it's trying to curl up. You have the resistance right here at 299. So figure you could get a little past it, but just figure right around 299 might be your cutoff and your resistance for that. And then it could bounce back down. Obviously, it could continue, but your 20s coming down, your 50s are coming down, all kinds of resistance up here. So but it is curling up, and there's nothing in its way until you get to that area. So if you're a Rich Tech Robotic fan right there, RR, that's what you're definitely looking for. And how about your Galt just continuing to go up right there? Is that not amazing for Joseph Levy? And Fun right here is in a spot where it's not looking too bad. It's jumping around. And again, not looking too bad. You have to get that curl up going. It's trying to. Is running up a little bit in the after hours right there. So we'll see if Fun really wants to get Fun right now. It does look like it has a little setup period. Let's put it that way. And Dave and Buster's was up a little bit today. That one actually could get bad. Look at that. That almost looks like it's trying to bottom out there. Let's watch it tomorrow. Play could be a good play going forward. That could be a bottom right there, guys, and that could get cruising. So we'll definitely watch for that one tomorrow to see if it's a good one. And Grab right here looked like it bottomed out yesterday. It does look like it wants to roll off that MACD, laptop travel. So we'll see about that. And AMPX was running up today, and we had talked about that in the Discord. And again, play the curl ups right here. Not so sure it goes through the MACD as it hits that 20 and gets rejected. But them curl ups are nice because they run up like that. And you do have earnings March 5th. And that's next Thursday, as a matter of fact. That's a week from tomorrow. March 5th is a week from tomorrow. How crazy is that? February ends on Saturday, and then Sunday is March 1st. And then, yeah, we're right into March, and St. Patrick's Day is coming right up. And then it'll be April, May, June, and all that good stuff. So, how fast this time goes by. AMPX trying to cruise up there. And let's see what else is happening over here with our list. LAC right here. That Lithium America is not looking too bad. That's a good one right there. Have to see. It's over that 50 right there. It could get cruising up some more tomorrow. And the Celius Holdings just a little healthy pullback. It looks like they have earnings. Was that tomorrow? That is tomorrow as well. I mean, these earnings reports are loaded tomorrow. It's kind of crazy. Snapchat ran pretty good today, and that one ran up, and I actually got out of some options on that in the plus. So, and there you go with Snapchat, and it does look even better, guy. I mean, that thing looks like it wants to explode, actually. So, keep an eye on Snapchat. Might actually have to get into some more. I mean, that looks really good right there. Holy cow. Yeah, Snapchat looking pretty good. I think Snapchat could be a good play tomorrow if you want to keep an eye on that one. I know we've been watching it and playing it. And Reddit right here was also running up, and there you go, finally getting cruising. And I think Reddit could be a good play right there. So you better watch that one. That's why it's been on the list right here. And NMTC, a little pullback. It's right on that line, Laptop Travel. It's going to try to set up. We'll keep an eye on this bad boy. I like the product, so we'll watch that one. And Wolf right here, that Wolf speed trying to go up a little bit more slowly but surely. But look at that 20 trying to get up to that 50. I still think that Wolf speed has some Wolf speed in it. And the Terror Wolf was up today too. There you go with the other wolves. So both wolves were wolves. Both wolves were up. I'll say it properly, I guess. That's how you would say it. But Wolf and Wolf both up right there today. And let's see what Warner Brothers is up to. It was down today. And Netflix was looking really good. Hold on, NFLX right there. Look at that bad boy. Did we not say that thing was looking great? And they're going to take that Warner Brothers deal. And I swear we should have been all about it. And let's see. That's what it says right there. Let me see. Warner Brothers. This was yesterday's news, wasn't it? Yeah, that was yesterday. We read that news, so we're not going to waste our time with that. But Paramount right here was down. They have earnings. And again, look at that. They're going down. Netflix is going up, and they're going to take the deal, I have a feeling. So there you are. That's my opinion. I've been saying that. KXIN, I'm telling you guys, when I say this one's getting to be in the right spot, it's going to get in the right spot right here. So keep an eye on this as a penny stock. Doge Mama 9 and you guys, Laptop Travel, everyone else that likes the penny world. Keep an eye on this KXIN. It has an interesting look right there, that auto and truck dealership in China. So you definitely want to keep your eye on that bad boy. And that data vault not looking bad. Like I say, just always watch for dips because it always gets moving again. This thing's an interesting one for sure. And it has a good curl up right there. So DVLT, I think, is still looking good right there, to be honest with you. And let's look, FFAI was still looking good as well. So keep an eye on this bad boy. There you go, a future or Faraday future. Look at that. We mentioned this the other day right down here. And it's running up there for you. And there you are. What FFAI? And wow, they even had options. I had no idea. That's hilarious. And wow, that's pretty impressive. And they even have people involved in them. And let's see. Look at that. That looks pretty wild right there. They have options. That could. Can you imagine if you had options when it ran that 8,000% that time? Maybe it's going to run 8,000% again. This is the one that did it, guys. It used to be FFIE. And if you see that, there you go. It goes right to that because that's what it was when it ran 8,000%. When I called it for 10 days, it ran. In 10 days, it ran over 8,000%. And that's not stock, or that's not option running. That was pure just stock call. I don't remember the price action that it went to, like 4 cents to like, or 40 cents to $4. I don't even remember, guys. It was a while back, but yeah, that was a pretty wild call right there, I must say. And let's see, it's looking pretty good to continue to run up. Maybe we do get them dollar option calls and see if it goes, wow, if it gets up over this area right there, look, that's where it's at right there's your dollar. So that get right over to 50. It doesn't look like it wants to, but they could still move. I don't know. We'd have to look at it tomorrow. Are they cheap? I didn't even look. I wouldn't get tomorrow's. Look at next week's and see. Oh yeah, they're like a penny, 1 and 2 cents, guys. Look at that. 2 and 3 cents for another week out. So and they're up 50% right there. Look at that. Yeah, guys, that might be a good one right there. Laptop travel. How you like that? 2 cents, 3 cents right there, and it could be a pretty decent one. I'm not gonna lie. What do you think about that, Luis Rodriguez? Right there, 2 weeks away for FFAI. FFAI. It is getting out of the basement. It could run up right there. You buy yourself some time, and but you're probably as soon as it pops, you want to get out. But yeah, for 2 cents, that could be a good one there, guys. So we might have to take a look at that one tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie. FFAI may have to make the got to jot it down here so I definitely know to do that. All right, let's look at that there. Just talking out loud, but I hope you guys don't mind. And there you go. So if you guys were looking at FFAI, that was the options change for you. And JTAI right here. Remember I was saying Jet AI is looking good. That thing's getting in the right spot too. And that thing could get really rocking and rolling too, guys. So Jet AI, JTAI, another one. Keep your eyes on that. And SGML right here, laptop travel. Did you mention this one? A lithium one, Sigma Lithium Corporation. And that thing curling up looking pretty big right there, over 30%. So keep an eye on them. And it is a lithium one. And I just, what are the other lithium ones? Laptop travel. I just interested. Look at this website, High Purity Green. And oh man, that screen's messing me up. I gotta turn that off right there. Holy cow, that was yeah. I can't look at like every website when they look at like that and they start moving and things are man, that's not good for my eyes. I can't look at all of them. I couldn't do a commercial for you guys. Sorry, Sigma Lithium Corporation. I can't look at that website like that. So anyway, there you go. And guys, I never even realized that, but I guess after when you live like this and you have like sensory issues and stuff, you never realize it. But I guess a lot of people actually do. You kind of have to think about that in business. Like, not everybody can look at things like that flashing. I mean, it does grab people's attention, but it also can drive a lot of people away. I'm definitely going away. I'm not looking at anything flashing or anything like that anymore. So it's kind of an interesting concept when you're not like really, most people that are doing them kind of things, aren't really thinking that way or never had to think that way. And I never did, obviously. And then now that I have to think that way, I would be like, yeah, don't put anything flashing out there, nothing strobe, nothing like that, no crazy lights, no black lights, nothing crazy like that, because I can't look at any of that stuff. It's bizarre, but I really can't. And so yeah, it's just so yeah, I would tell people absolutely don't do that, and think of something else to drive people over here, but don't do any kind of blinking lights, because you don't know who you're driving away at the same time. And again, that's just something I never really thought of before, but I definitely think about it now because I can't go towards things like that. So it drives me away. Obviously, I can't participate in things like that. So just kind of interesting in that website. You can just, I had to immediately turn that off. That was just way too crazy for me. Anyway, there you go. Just a plain, easy, simple example of things that I deal with. I told you I could sit in this chair and just tell you what the stock chart's going to do. Don't ask me to look at something like that. Forget about it. I'm in trouble. ABEO here. Let's look at Michael Anthony stuff. It just looks like a little healthy pullback, to be honest with you. It spiked up today. Doesn't look too bad right there. That D-Lo was going up. I did see that. That looks pretty good, guys. D-Lo right here looking good. And I'll tell you which one. And I was pounding the table yesterday saying this pager duty right here. Was I not saying that thing was looking really good right there? There you go with pager duty. And it looks like it still has a ton of room. Wow, 750. I'd even look at it, but I bet it even gets there, to be honest with you. Where's 750 out on this chart up here? It's got to be, yeah, that's at 8. Yeah, it gets to that 750, and that would have been a beauty to buy down there at 622. So there you are, pager duty. We were talking about that. Good evening, Doge Mama 9. How are you this evening? And yeah, pager duty. Look at that thing. That Michael Anthony special right there was running up, and Tiger was running. Here we go. Maybe it's hitting the 20. It does look really good curling up. Like I was saying before, I think this Tiger is going to get roaring. And if it gets through this 20 right here, you're going to get cruising along. So it does look like it's trying to. We'll see tomorrow if it definitely wants to. I guess it'll be up to the market conditions. Doge Mama 9 as to what this one wants to do. And you just missed. Like, we literally just did some good penny ones for you, Doge Mama 9. KXIN right here. I mean, this thing's still just getting set up. Keep your eye on it. Could be a next weeker right there, but just keep your eye on that. Obviously, Data Vault right there. And then Jet AI right here is another one looking great and getting set up. So them bad boys right there. And then FFAI right here. I was just looking at the options. You might have just caught that, but that one looks incredible still. We mentioned it yesterday. So there you are. Yeah, Michael Anthony called the bounce on today. He sure did. I'm telling you, the dude knows it's pretty wild. He called that PD. He's called a lot of great calls. The one time when he called that Bitcoin dip, I was pretty impressed there because Bitcoin didn't look really like it wanted to dip real hard. It looked like it could come down, but then it just pulled back to exactly where he had said. And ever since that, he's been pretty on the money. I'm telling you, he says things, and it definitely they come true. He is on the money with a lot of things. That PD, he called that bounce right on the money as well. I mean, I kind of said yesterday PD was definitely bouncing. I was talking about it, and yeah, it definitely bounced. It looks pretty good right there, and their earnings are up on March 12th, so you still have some time for it to run up and still have a lot of room. I mean, even if it gets up to that 712, like I said, gets up here, it's definitely a beauty. So keep an eye on that PD right there. And there's your Michael Anthony calls or plays, and then your Jolie's jumpers right here, or Jolie's jams. I mean, Rhythm, I'm telling you, watch the cannabis sector right here. It happens to look good for whatever reason. We picked it up the other, last week or whatever. Tilray wasn't looking too bad today. Look at that spot Tilray's in, guys. Now, maybe it pulls back again tomorrow, Friday, and next week. Maybe something's going on with the cannabis sector for like a week from now or over the weekend. I don't know. Something's going on over there. It just has that look like something's starting to set up here. Look at canopy growth just hanging out, just waiting for the call. So I'm not sure what's going on, but we're going to keep an eye on them cannabis ones and see what it is. Blink charging just hanging out right there. That's going to get set up. And we were talking about Sezzle for a little while, and I do like it. And boom. No, that's not that. Yeah, that's Sezzle right there. That is definitely it. So yeah, this one went sizzling today for its earnings right there. It definitely went up. We had it, and that was a beauty. And like I said, I definitely am going to play this another long-term one. It could bounce back down after this. We'll see how it opens up tomorrow, I guess. And then we'll go from there with Sezzle, but definitely a good one right there. That's for sure. And let's continue on and see what's going on with our Sterling. That's the one. And it was down. Oh, look at it in the after hours, guys, up $34. How crazy is that one? I'm telling you, it has the biggest, craziest spikes. Rivian not looking too bad, along with Lucid right now. So there you go with your EV vehicles and your EV plays, I mean. And Symbiotic right here down a little bit. And that's still got a little setup time as we keep an eye on that one. And let's go through our laptop travel list real quick. BCDA Biocardia right here. That one's spiking up because again, he nailed this one last night, guys. Xwell was definitely on there, and that thing was up over 300% today. We were talking about it first thing this morning in the Discord. As a matter of fact, me and Laptop Travel. What was it called? Laptop Travel? Didn't you mention it on here? I think I saw something. Hold on, let me see. Hold up. Previously Express Spa. They used to have like spas in the airports, and yeah, we used to talk about this all the time. This one used to be on our on our list for sure. And obviously Xwell now, and it did spike today. And they had a private placement, and I don't even know why it spiked on that, but that's why it spiked. And so there you go. But that was definitely on the list last night. I know that. BCG right here, Binya Capital or whatever it's called. That one's just kind of hanging out in them channels right there. And let's see. Yeah, that's BCG. BTCT is the old BTC Digital. When crypto runs, this one tends to run. So you can keep an eye on that one if Bitcoin wants to get rolling again. It looks like it's doing pretty well. Caliber Brothers right here, or Caliber COS. I thought it was Caliber Bros. It's Caliber COS. Isn't there a Caliber Bros too? I swear it might be, but maybe I'm wrong. That one hit the 50. We'd have to look at it tomorrow right there, but it definitely cruised up there today. And ETHZ is that ETHzilla. And let's see what. Oh, look at that thing. Isn't that like? No, that's not what I was thinking of. But I'm not even sure what this thing is. But it's running like ETHzilla right there. That's for sure. That thing looks like it has some more room to run tomorrow. Laptop Travel and GENK is that GEN Restaurants Genk, and that thing was running up there today. That thing looks like it still has some momentum to run up there tomorrow. LTRN is Lantern Pharma. Spiked up there today. We'd have to look at that tomorrow. It's hitting them resistance, but I bet that gets set up to run again. It could be one of the ones that runs up there today. Laptop Travel, as you can see it getting set up, could come back down and then really get set up to move like next week. So keep that on that list right there, that lantern. That could be a good bright one right there. Nutrabrand NTRB, that looks really good too, guys. Keep an eye on that one. That looks like it could be setting up to get cruising along. And OGEN right here, or Origenics or whatever we look at. And big spike there today. I'd have to look at it tomorrow after that big old spike, but it did move. And we looked at this on Cure Therapeutics yesterday as well, and it spiked up over 6%. So that's a beauty right there. And Polar Power right there. Ooh, that one looks really good too. Laptop Travel. That one could get cruising along. POLA. I know we've looked at that before. Arbot Vicarious Surgical. I remember looking at this before when you were talking about it. It spiked up whenever it was. It recently spiked, coming back down, but doesn't look too bad right there for RBOT. So we'll look at that tomorrow. Vince, you had on here. I remember it ran up the other day, and it ran up today right there. Check that out. And WVVI, that Wilmette Valley, Wilmette Valley Vineyards. That's like hard to even say. Wilmette Valley Vineyard. I can't say that fast. But anyway, it does look like it's going to go up pretty fast. So there you are with that one. And that is your WVVI. And that's your Laptop Travel list. So thank you very much, Laptop Travel. And we had a Luis Rodriguez list as well. And I'll go through that right here. DDOG. Let's see what the Data Dog looks like. Oh, the Data Dog's looking pretty good again. So the Data Dog might get out and run. Figment. Our purple dinosaur was flying today, guys. We had talked about this in the Discord right there this morning. And that bad boy did get cruising. ARK Investment purchase of over 338,000 shares propelled it. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. And that Kathy Wood again, she's buying Figma. And she likes the purple dinosaur right there. That thing's looking like it wants to get cruising. Not a bad opportunity, I bet. So there you go. SGML, you had mentioned this then, Luis Rodriguez, perhaps, and that's that lithium one, not looking too bad. That's for sure. It's Constellation Energy right here. Was running. That thing looks really good to continue up. Your Toyota motor was dipping down, and now it's bouncing back up again. That's always looking strong. And, of course, Sezzle we looked at a few times, and it was ripping up there in the after hours. So there you go. And thank you, Luis Rodriguez, for them guys. And then I'll go through the rest of them in a few moments. HIND right here. What's that one up to? Hind. And that was running up pretty good. Whoa, look at that bad boy. That could continue up. That looks like it might be a momentum play right there for tomorrow. HIND. So watch that one for tomorrow. And let's see what our Mag 7 and SPY and all. Well, we know our SPY and Qs were up today. And they don't look too bad, to be honest with you. There's your Qs. There's your SPY. There's your Qs. IWM's the one that doesn't look the best right there, but that's okay. The other ones look really good. And let's take a look at our Mag 7 and see what they're up to, because Apple has that resistance. It was cruising right back up there, so be careful with that resistance up there. But Amazon, that looks like it wants to jump off. It had resistance, and all of a sudden it got on there, and that could get cruising. So, again, we got to see what this market wants to do tomorrow. It should be good, though. NVIDIA did beat everything, and it shouldn't be too bad, I would assume. But again, who the heck knows with what's going on with Iran? Circle did pop. That sure did. But we'll look at that as well. Google right here though, that has that look. I mean, look at that thing. That thing looks like it wants to take off, guys. So I would say if I was looking at these, Google looking pretty decent right there. Obviously, let's look at it tomorrow to see how it sets up in the morning. Microsoft was looking pretty good. We'll get to that one in a second, but Meta was up today as well, hitting a lot of resistance. I'm not sure that one's exactly ready right there. And then your Microsoft, like I said, and we did say, did that not bottom out yesterday, Luis Rodriguez? Did we say that? And bam, there you go. It went way up there today. Nvidia again had its earnings. It was big Nvidia day today, obviously. And there you are. So there you go with Nvidia. And yeah, Microsoft, go figure, right? Who said that yesterday? Microsoft bottomed out and it's going to pop. And there you go, guys. So listen to the show and take notes, I guess, huh? AMC, look at this bad boy just down there. It is getting set up, though. It's not exactly ready. It could level down a little bit. I would be patient with it. Let's put it that way. And GameStop looks a lot better. We were saying that was trying to get set up the other day, and it does look pretty good. So keep an eye on GameStop right there, GME, and let's see what Chewy and Unity are up to. Chewy was running up right there, looking pretty decent, and Unity running up as well. So they both look like they could be getting set up. While Unity looks like it's trying to get set up. Chewy looks like it's trying to run some more right there. So keep an eye on them too. And then, of course, your Netflix right here. We were already talking about I can't even type it in. Hold on. Let me start over. NFLX, Netflix. That's what it is. But that looks like it could run right up to that 50 area right there. And that would be around 86. So there you go with that bad boy. And that's Netflix. And we already went through that whole crew. And let's look at our semiconductors because AVGO is up a little bit. MU, that's Macy's right there. Whoa, look at Macy's. That looks like it's dipping down pretty good. MU is coming up a little bit there today. That does look pretty bullish, though, I must say, Sam. So we'll be keeping an eye on that MU tomorrow. Let's see what that wants to do right there. And let's see what TSM was hitting its all-time highs yesterday. And look at it, it's still continuing its way up there in the top. And not looking too bad. SMCI, have I not been saying something about this one right there? It's getting set up. It's getting set up. It's getting set up. And there it goes, guys. It ran like good. It ran nice, and it looks like it's going to continue to run up there. So there you are. I'm telling you, when I say that for like a week and a half, we should know that thing's going to definitely run. AMD, and I'm always early, so it pays to be patient, but we definitely have to take advantage of the dips. I think AMD right there. Look at that thing. That looks like it's going to dip down after yesterday's Meta news, and it spiked up. So interesting. And QCOM, we were super early on that one. You guys know that. I pulled that one out early. Snow right there was going back up and still looking good. They had their earnings today, and then it pulled back down in the after hours. So we'll see what Snow wants to do exactly tomorrow morning, if it wants to go down or up, or which way. We did have snow out there this morning, Luis Rodriguez. You weren't kidding. It snowed like a nice little dusting. We might have more snow in New Jersey tomorrow, I saw. So tomorrow afternoon, perhaps, there could be like 2 to 4 inches or something, I think. So I just know that there's like a 50% chance. Yeah, there's like a 50% chance some snow could happen tomorrow, I think. So yeah, interesting. We've been getting some good snow, that's for sure, in the old New Jersey area in the Northeast, and Pennsylvania, New York, all you guys, Massachusetts, and everybody getting a lot of snow. So snow has been coming down. This one is now going back up. So there you go with that. And PayPal right here. Holy cow. This guy just running up without us. This was another one, guys, that we had talked about for too long and said that it was going to be looking way too good, and we should have been taking advantage of that. Intel right here, hitting resistance. You're going to have to wait to see tomorrow. I wouldn't have chased it yesterday as it was hitting this. I mean, it did spike up, don't get me wrong, but it's a big cap right there, and you want it to run a little bit more. You want to get through that resistance to really know, to be honest with you. And then your Dell right here. Again, another guy. Should we be all over Dell right here? Should it be like our number one pick, just buying options? As I've been saying it for like a week and a half, that Dell's been looking great. Look at this thing. It's going into its earnings right there tomorrow. It looks incredible. And So yeah, I think Dell is looking really good right there. We might want to keep our eyes out on that one. IBM was running right back up. Remember we said it was going to probably bounce off of there. It certainly did. That was a nice little bounce play as well. And then your Palantir, we were talking about that looking good, and it ran up. Sophie was looking pretty good, but Palantir, and it was funny because yesterday Sophie was up higher. We said it looked better the day before when Palantir was down, and then last night we said Palantir was starting to look good there, and bam, there you go. So very interesting how them two just went back and forth. We picked it right out. SanDisk is down a little bit, and we'll see. That one could pull back a little bit right there. So maybe it'll be a great opportunity, to be honest with you. And Adobe, there's another one going to get cruising just like Oracle right here. And them two should definitely be on our list. So I think Dell might look better than Oracle and Adobe, but we should probably be watching both of them because, like I said, them two have been taking their time to set up, and they're kind of getting set up here. I was trying to do MicroStrategy there. It was popping today as Bitcoin was looking much better. So strategy looking a lot better right there. And then again, BM&R was up like 10% right there. So that was looking a lot better. ABTC barely up right there. Pew was barely up as well. And let's look at SBET right here and see what that was doing. Look at that bad boy. That's running up. UPXI, that tried to cruise up big as well. I mean, these things have a lot of room they could make up. So we'll see. And it does look like crypto wants to get cruising. So maybe these things will be good opportunities way down here. I'd say better opportunities than they were way up here. That's for sure. But anyway, that's your crypto right there. How about your gold and silver nug right there? Bouncing around. Doesn't look perfect for it, but it was up a little bit. And your J nug right there, again, doesn't look perfect. More or less flat than anything at the moment. And gold right here was down a little bit today. Never really got cruising, but silver did. And then at the end of the day, it bounced down, but it did get cruising there. For most of the day, it was up. So it did have a little drawback. I know you said something about it, Laptop Travel. I read it when we go through them comments. And REMX, real quick, this one did go crazy today, and that thing did jump up there. I'll look at it tomorrow. It looks like it could have a little healthy pullback. It was up in the after hour, so we'll see. Let me look at it right here, REMX, and then yeah, that still doesn't look too bad right there. I mentioned that yesterday in the Discord, but that's a Luis Rodriguez special right there for REMX, and there you are with them guys. And let's see what else is going on. Mara and Riot, let's look at them. They probably looked a lot better. They were trying to get set up, and that's probably why, because crypto is looking pretty good right there today. And there you are, Riot hitting a little resistance, and in your Clean Spark right there. It's hitting everything. Janica, how are you this evening? And yeah, it's hitting some resistance right there for Clean Spark. We'll see if it can get through and what's going on with that bad boy. But there you go with them. And let's see, Robinhood and Coinbase in these. They were up today. I know Robinhood was, and Coinbase had that crazy news yesterday that they're going to start trading stocks all day. Yeah, Coin looked really good. Remember we talked about CONL? There you go. That was a beauty right there. It still looks real good. I mentioned it yesterday, so thank you, Janica, right there. And there you are, right on target. Coinbase did look great. And Bull, I'm telling you, that has earnings. That's starting to look a lot better back over 6, and that's starting to crawl up and look healthy. So maybe Bull can get a real big bull run in it right now. And then your space right here actually didn't look too bad. That's trying to get set back up right there. Boeing was down. We'll see. I don't know if Boeing's getting set up exactly. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. DJT was up a little bit after the State of the Union address. McDonald's was down just a little bit. Nike right here was down as well. And Lulu was up, though. Did you see this thing? This is looking really good right there. Laptop Travel, good old Lulu. So keep an eye on that. And let's see, Disney, Luis Rodriguez down $1 today, pulling back a little bit. We did look at Oxy. It was down some as well. And DXYZ, this one was actually looking pretty decent. And it was looking was that looking better than the other one? What is it? SATS right there. And that one, yeah, DXYZ was looking a little bit better at the moment. I do remember saying that. So I don't remember saying it, but the look of it, I can just imagine that's what I just said. But yeah, it was looking a little better today. And that's your 2 SpaceX ones right there. And that's what we're looking at. And again, it was NVIDIA earning day today. and they did beat earnings, but it went up a little bit there in the after hours. It did come back down, but they were pretty good according to what this says. It beat its fiscal Q4 estimates, EPS. Revenue, 68.1 billion. This says different things now. So China, it cites China export uncertainty. And you know why? They had their conference call. I don't know what time that was. Nvidia issued guidance well above Wall Street expectations following its fiscal Q4. So that's a good sign. It beat the fourth quarter, it beat the revenue, it beat the year over year, it beat like everything, I think. And I guess it's just has not yet recorded any revenue from approved China H200 shipments. So I don't know what that even means yet, but maybe China's trying to stiff them. I have no idea. What's that mean? Why didn't they report any revenue? Are they giving them away to China for free? I'm not sure what that even means. Or the tariffs too high? I'm not sure what that exactly means. Cites China export uncertainty and tight product supply constraints. Okay. I guess that's what it means. I have no idea. But anyway, that was your NVIDIA report right there. Let's go through and see what else you guys are looking at this evening. And Laptop Travel said at the beginning, let's see what he said. Seems market has forgiven so many mistakes and data just wants to go up. That's true. We looked at our Luis Rodriguez list right there. And let's see what else is up right here. Silver miner pullback, Laptop Travel said. But his immediate target is 86, then 92, and we'll go from there. And it could go much higher in 2026. LRMR, what was that one right there? Lemire, wasn't this? Oh yeah, that's why I saw this on the scanner somewheres today. I saw this. Maybe it was over here. There you go. That's where I saw it right there. That's why I saw this, Luis Rodriguez. Yeah, that thing was jumping up pretty big, that biotech one. So look for that tomorrow. It's in that spot where it could continue up, that's for sure. So watch that bad boy. Sinestech, nice move. Xwell we were talking about. And let's see, light right here. Let's see if that's going to be continuing to be. Holy cow, look at this thing. How much more is that going to run up? I can't even believe it's still running right there. Ribbon Communications, not looking too bad. Hitting the 20, we'd have to see tomorrow in ADTN right there. That's not looking too bad as well. It's getting caught up in some resistance. I'd have to look at that tomorrow as well. And your AAOI, Applied Optoelectronics or something. And they do have earnings, it looks like, going tomorrow, unless they're in the morning. I'm not sure when it is. Well, tomorrow morning or after the thing. But anyway, AAOI is it looks like it's trying to get into the top right there, actually. So let's see. They have earnings before. And here's the company's Lowe's has earnings tomorrow. I didn't even know. And that's before TJ Maxx also. And then this HSBC, all these companies have earnings before the market even opens, I guess, huh? Interesting. Circles before. And we'll look at that. It was down a little in the after hours. That Pan Am. Oh, no, that's Pinnacle West. I'm sorry. Pan Am's PAW or PANW or something like that, right? Something like that. Huts before too. Hold on, PANW. Oh, that's Palo Alto. That's what I was thinking. That's the one I was thinking of, Palo Alto. But anyway, look at that. Could be wow. Just clicking on that. Look at that thing right there, guys. I'm gonna have to add that to the list for getting set up. PANW. We weren't even looking at it, but I just happened to click on that, and there you are. So interesting right there. What did I say? This Applied Optoelectronics. Oh yeah, it's up there. It has earnings coming up tomorrow. It's an interesting, me and if you're a earnings person, there you go. That's a good one for you right there. You can check it out. I can't even tell what the heck it wants to do. It looks like it's trying to get stopped off in the top, but if it goes up into the top, it's obviously going to run pretty good. So there you are. And Home Depot, there you go. You're waiting to see if the government comes in with some form of incentive checks for U.S. consumers. Then you would see a boost in HD. Yeah, Home Depot. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But it was dipping good today, that's for sure. That's for sure. And UAMY right there was pulling up, but USAR was going down today. So, and that UAMY does have some resistance right above it. So just beware of that right there, around 960 something, 950 to 960. Doge Mama 9. And let's see what else is going on. PINS. What was that one? I know. Um, didn't that was the Michael Anthony one too. He called Pinterest. Yeah, look at that bad boy. Pinterest right there going up, looking pretty good right there. FLUT is going to pop this week. Is that what he said? That FLUT? I don't even remember. Flutter Entertainment. Oh, look at that, guys. Well, might want to keep an eye on it. It does look like it's going to be fluttering up there. Gambling one. Let's look at this FLUT. We might jot this one down for tomorrow. That looks pretty good, huh? FLUT. Wow, that looks pretty good. Michael Anthony, it's just about 9 o'clock. Where are you? Wow, we blew through all that stuff that fast, and it's only 9 o'clock. I didn't even realize it was just 9 o'clock. Pretty impressive. But anyway, you're welcome. You got them. There you go, Doge Mama 9. You came on, I think, literally right after we had talked about them. So went through them again for you. Hind right here, we were just talking about that a little bit ago, and that was jumping up today. Doesn't look too bad to try to continue its way up there. And Circle did pop. Remember, we were talking about that back here. Luis Rodriguez, it was definitely like back here. And there you go. You just had to be a little patient. When was that? February 5th, it says. So, yeah, February 5th till now. And we were talking about it back here, I think, actually. When was this? Was that the new year? Yeah, that was in November. We were talking about, I remember, it might have not have been right there because I don't know if we talked about it in the last few days, but we probably should have kept our eye on that Circle, huh? Because that one definitely popped up there. We used to look at it all the time. ARM, that was looking a little stronger today and rolling up. That one could continue up tomorrow, too. That could be a good little momentum play. Good old ARM. Marvell, is that starting to look pretty good again? I took it off the list because it was just kind of teetering down there. But yeah, that's rolling up there again too. MRVL not looking so bad. And coin looked really good. And have we turned the corner on Bitcoin? MA, what do you think? I don't think Michael Anthony's even here yet. And this, I know we do need I still can't figure that out, guys. I have no idea how to do the transcript stuff. I've watched like 10 videos, more than that. It doesn't seem like I have the option to do it on my thing. I don't even know what the heck it is. So I've tried to figure it out. I've just said I don't know what the heck I'm doing, and I haven't been able to figure it out, to be completely honest with you. But it would be nice. Anyway, let's see what else is going on. Where maybe Michael Anthony will hop on here. Asian shares rise in relief rally as Nvidia beats the street and the gold rises as traders weigh tariff risks and Middle East tensions. And that's what I've been saying. And yeah, when did gold rise? Because it wasn't. Well, let's look over here in the after hours. Look at that. It was dipping down there. I know that. I was trying to get to the futures. That's what I'm looking at. Your Dow's down 0.14%, and your S&P's down 0.12%, and your Nasdaq's down 0.26%. Look at that Nikkei down, pulling back there. And yeah, look at this right here. Is your crude oil? Where's that gold at? It's usually like right. Where the heck is it? Oh, here it is. That's not. I was gonna say, is it really going up? It doesn't look like it. And silver even looks like it's pulled back a little bit right there. Platinum and palladium. But live cattle looking pretty good, that's for sure. And the feeder cattle, they're going to be, there's your expensive meats right there. Rough rice, look at that thing's going to get cruising, guys. Good old rough rice if you're playing that. Orange juice right there was up today. Look at that bad boy spiking around. But anyway, that's your futures. And let's see what else is going on. Gold rise, that's why I went there. NVIDIA's blowout earnings guidance is met with a shrug. Here's what to know. And that's what I was saying. I don't understand. It seems like they beat everything, and then everybody's like, that's not good. I don't even get it. Earnings completely throw me off. But what do I know? And the stock market news, February 25th, that is today. And the Nvidia earnings in focus, that already happened. And NASDAQ gains more than 1%. Thank you very much, Wall Street Journal at 8:30. And stock future slip as traders mull over earnings from Nvidia and Salesforce. Oh, yeah, CRM, that one went down too. Check out this one. That one dipped down pretty good in the after hours. Check that out. I didn't like it. I think did it hit that area? Let me see. 194 in the after hours. If it did, that would be insane. No, it went over it, actually. Okay. It spiked right. It got to there. It spiked up. It kind of fell out. That's just like a really quick spike up. I said to Ben, and we were looking at it. I said, I just don't like that 20 at that 194 area. There he is, everybody. Michael Anthony joining the show right on target at 9:05. Kramer must have just ended his show, and now Michael Anthony's back. Oh, we were already talking about you, Michael Anthony. Your PD was a great call. I was talking about it yesterday, and it was a beautiful call. But anyway, Salesforce right here. Let's get back to it. What the heck was I even saying about it? Oh yeah. I said to Ben, I said, I don't like that right there. It looks like it's probably going to bounce right off of that and come down. And look at that bad boy. I mean, it did go over for a second. It was pretty quick. I saw it spike up and then came right down. So yeah, if unless you could have caught that in that second, it basically that 194 was the spot. Look at that. How crazy is that, guys? And therefore, that's why I said I did not like Salesforce. We played Sezzle in the after hours, and it was the only one that really did great. Up 15%. It beat NVIDIA too. It beat everything this in the after hours. Look at that. So good calls there. What are you talking about, Michael Anthony? We were already talking about your pager duty. So it was looking great and moving. PD, the pinch play, working perfect. There you guys read it. That has upside to 815 with low PE of $4. Keeps climbing all day at the highs. That is smart. Not to sell, to hold and enjoy the ride up, making money, Michael Anthony says. He says, look at something else. Look at ALLT down on earnings, but met the street of 0.08. That should pop tomorrow. What the heck is that one? You come up with the most bizarre ones I've never heard of. Outlet, I've never heard of that one. It definitely didn't dipping down there, but you're right. It probably could bounce right back up there. So, and maybe it doesn't bounce, but it could have a nice little bounce back, kind of like IBM, how that dipped way down like that and then had a nice little bounce up like we were talking about. I could see that happening there, Michael Anthony, ALLT. So we'll have to watch for that and see if it does it there. And let's see what else is going on. Poet right there. What was that? That was looking good last night, was it not? POET. Oh yeah, it was cruising along. So that is moving, hitting the 50 again. You got to be careful right there, but it was play. It was a good play today. You mentioned that yesterday, I think, didn't you, Luis Rodriguez? Was that you? So yeah, that was a good play right there. The E is green. That means made a profit on ALLT. Is that what you said? Yeah. And for some reason, it's pulled back right there. Again, I just don't understand earnings. Let's see. Allet returns to profitable double-digit growth in 2025, powered by surging SEC something and another. But let's see what happens. The key results, the Q4 revenue is 28.4. Let's just look 14% plus 14% year over year, and and then beat the Q4 2025 estimates with non-GAAP estimate 0.8 up 60% year over year. And what else did it do? All this stuff. It's hard for to read all this. It's crazy. Guidance and tone. This is important. Confident. 2026 revenue guided 113 to 117 million with improving profitability despite headwinds. So that sounds pretty good right there. So yeah, I would say that could be a good dip play right there, like Anthony. No doubt in my mind. So yeah, that could be good. Nvidia beat big, but watch it sell off to buy the dip at 174. That never go up. And there you go, everybody. That's the wise words of Michael Anthony right there. Buy it at 174, he's saying. So he's saying come back down to the 200, everybody, is where Michael Anthony's talking about. So we'll see what happens with that. You could be right, Michael Anthony. I have no idea what it wants to do after earnings. I can never tell. So I'll leave it to you to give us our earnings. You called this one Flut, did you not? You said Flutter was going to go up there this week. It looks like it's about to pop up. FLUT. Luis Rodriguez reminded us that you told us about this one. They have earnings coming up there tomorrow, and it does look pretty good for Flutter. So interesting right there, Michael Anthony. And here's what your market looked like. Microsoft, like we were saying, was up. NVIDIA had its earnings, and Tesla was looking decent. Amazon, Google, and Apple were all up, and Meta as well. MU is jumping up, but we'll see if they really want to continue to go up there tomorrow. And CME right here is that CME group. I'm not sure what that is, but it is dipping down right there. What does it say? CME group halts Globex metals and natural gas futures and options trading due to technical issues, with a report citing the disruption as driving the stock lower today. Yeah, there was all kinds of issues at the end of the day. I don't know what's that company called. Talked about it. What's the one that goes out and like everything goes out? What the heck is that called? And they have like all kinds of places like in the worst spots in the world. It's like the most bizarre thing. Cloudflare, cloud something, whatever the hell it's called, something like that. But yeah, did they have issues today? Because there was a lot of things down today. I think X was having some, I don't even know, but there was all kinds of things having issues. And I'm not sure if they did. Here's your Fed decision in March right here, and obviously going to be coming up pretty soon. And it does. I mean, it has that look like it could really start curling there. So we'll have to be keeping an eye on this bad boy right there to see if it wants to do anything crazy and actually jump off a bridge. But it is just kind of hanging out at the moment. So I'll keep an eye on that as well. And let's see, is there anything else going on? I think I got to everything right there. I think we got to all of our news and everything over there. Let me see if there's anything cool trending that we didn't pick up on or anything that we did not see. And I'll look at the most active real quick. Give me 1 second to see what's over here. NVIDIA, TTD, Trade Desk had earnings. AI had earnings. They're both down. IO and Q. We did talk about them. LRMR, we talked about. Sezzle, we talked about. Zoom had earnings, and that was down. So there's nothing too crazy right there, to be completely honest with you. And let's see what else is going on in our most active world right here. Let's take a look and see how this is looking. Well, kids right here. That looks like it could get cruising. Is that a China? No, that's not a China one. I always think that's a USA one. And it's trying to. We'll have to look at it tomorrow after that little run up. There's that silver short right there. Laptop travel. That's an interesting look right there. And let me see. Yeah, look at that interesting look. It does look like it wants to fall down a little bit, so we'll have to see what's up. Like I said, silver was up a little bit. Gold was pulling back. Here's that UOKA. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on BHAT. I know I had it on the list yesterday. Keep an eye on that one. And there's a Bitcoin one right here. This could be a really good one if crypto is really going to get rolling. BITO, that could get cruising right there, guys. So keep an eye on that. They do have some options on that. It looks like people are caring about it because looks like there's some action. So there you go with that. Let me come back and hold on. Where the heck did I even go over here? And let's see. There's signing day sports still running up there. Wow, look at that thing. Where's it at? I can't even see where that's at. I have to open it up to see. 64. It ran up even higher the other day. That's what I was wondering. I couldn't tell if it got up higher than the other day is what I couldn't really tell there. LRMR, there's plug right there. And what's GOSS? That's way down there. NU, way down there. A little tired. And IXHL, that's a big dipper. And there's Netflix not looking too bad right there. Let's just see what's happening. ONDS, so we talked about Silver and Dust and Circle, all these guys, and Mara and Spy. And what's that Blue Owl? Or is that what it's called? Blue Owl? Yeah. Like, what's up with that thing? Let's see. It looks like it wants to go flying again. It was like halted down or going down. I don't remember what the heck was going on. Douchebank, whatever that one's called, downgrades them. And yeah, there you go. It looks pretty decent. It's trying to crawl up. We'll see if it actually can get through that MACD. Not so sure it can, but there you go, everybody. That is exactly what we're looking at in the market. Let's see what else is happening over here in the video we were talking about, and just wait for Applied to drop to 24 or at 26 could bounce. You're talking about Applied Digital Corp right there, APLD. 24 to 26. You're probably talking about that, and you're talking about this trend line down here, and that would be around 22. So Yeah, it could definitely pull back, and I see where you're saying around that area right there for there. So there you go, and there you are. How about how many there's I could say in that sentence? But applied right there, yeah. I used to play this like I told you guys. I played it way back here. It wasn't way back that way, but it was back here when it was way down here in like the threes and stuff. I used to trade this bad boy. Now look at it, and it didn't reverse split either. Crazy. Should have just had that and held it. I had thousands and thousands of shares. It would have been crazy. And I could have just had that and did nothing. And then just came back and said, holy cow, that's way up. But anyway, here's your path right here. That's on a bad path. And Jet AI, not too bad right there. So there you go, everybody. That's what the market is looking at. Like this evening, this Wednesday evening, NU right here, NU Holdings. And what did you say? NU beat that sold off after hours. So yeah, I don't ever understand when they beat their earnings. It sells off. All kinds of weird things happen. Michael Anthony, you know that. I know that, and that's why I don't play the earnings because I can never figure it out. But again, we did play Sezzle today, and that was really nice. So there you are with that one. And there you go with our Wednesday evening right there. So I think we got to everybody. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out, Luis Rodriguez. And of course, Laptop Travel there. You had his what? You had your silver bow tie on today, didn't you? Laptop Travel. And Doge Mob and Nine, of course, hanging out. Janica hanging out. And let's see who else is on there. Of course, Michael Anthony and Zach and Robin and Joseph Levy and everybody else tuning in, Ross and Progressive G, of course, and anyone else I missed. I appreciate you guys tuning in, hanging out. You know, we'll hop on tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, see what the market's looking like and what we're getting into. A lot more earnings tomorrow, that's for sure. And again, I'll be on in the afternoon with TrendSpider for their earnings for Rocket Lab and RKLB right here and Soundhound. So you can keep an eye on them. And if I typed it in correctly, that's what it would look like. And they both have earnings tomorrow. So that is what the market looks like right there. Michael Anthony going to sell PAGs at $11. You've been talking about this one. That's Segura, PAG Seguro or something. So you're going to sell it at 11 when it gets there, huh? You're just still waiting. It looks like it might pull back a little bit. Be careful if it pulls back there tomorrow there, Michael Anthony. And thanks for tuning in there, Michael Anthony. You got to tune in a little earlier sometimes because we get done. Sometimes we wrap it up around this time when we fly through. And then we only get a couple minutes with the old Michael Anthony. I know you're watching Kramer. Good old Mad Money over there and seeing what he has going on each night. I'm sure that's what you're up to. But we enjoy when you tune in and hang out with us. And CMX, what's that? Is that like a train company? It sounds like it. I don't even know what that is. What the heck are you talking about? Oh, CXM. I'm sorry. Leave my dyslexia wrong. Sprinkler Inc. I'm not sure what this is. I could pop though. You're right. I've never seen that one before, but that's looking pretty good right there. Look at it. So yeah, CXM. You do come up with some. There's so many stock tickers that you just don't know them all. You think you do until you look at CXM and never heard of it before. And it's not like it's that new. It's been around since 2021. So there you go, everybody. Kramer emails you all the time wanting your picks. That's pretty funny there, Michael Anthony. Do you give him your picks? Or do you tell? Well, next time he emails you, tell him to check out our show, Michael Anthony. Tell him you go on here, and this is where you give out your picks. How about that? Tell him, say, I go on this one show. It's the best. This dude's nuts. He knows how to read these charts, and we have a great time. Tell Kramer, have me on one day, and we'll have a great time. Me, you, and Kramer, we can do a show together, Michael. Why don't you email him back? Tell him that three of us will do a show together. And that way, we'll definitely need Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel so we can decipher what the hell you're talking about in your AI bot. But anyway, we'll have all that set up and we'll do a show at Kramer. Could you imagine that show, guys? That would probably be a pretty wild show. I'm not going to lie, because I'd be like, Kramer, what the hell are you looking at? And could be interesting right there, having a show with him. Because some of his picks, I'm telling you, used to be really good. And then it seems like he hit his head. I don't know what the hell happened, but he just stopped being so good. And I tell you, I used to watch Mad Money like mad long ago. I told you guys that a long time ago. So Michael Anthony, go email him right now And hopefully Kramer has an MA translator. I'd love to see these emails. That's what I'm wondering, guys. Like, what the hell is Michael Anthony writing back that Kramer's still talking to him? Like, like he's like, oh, this guy, he knows what he's talking about. He can't write me a two-word sentence, but he definitely knows stock charts. I mean, he's right. You do know stocks, that's for sure. You can't write to save your life, Michael Anthony. And I'm not going to say I'm a scholar anymore either, but holy cow, I don't know what the hell them emails look like. They must be good. Does Kramer have somebody read them to him and like translate everything? I'm just imagining what's going on. Why Kramer's looking at this email, he's like, I gotta email Michael Anthony and get his top picks for today. And then he gets his email back and he's like, can somebody translate this for me? Because I don't even know what he's talking about. Or does Mike Kramer understand what you're saying, Michael Anthony? Now you got us all fascinated. Completely. All right, you gotta, Michael. This is your homework. Will you go email Kramer and tell him about this? Tell him that we have to do a show together. I'm not even if he's emailing you asking you for picks. We have to do a show together. Me, you, and Kramer, Michael Anthony. That way we can make it actually entertaining and fun. And yeah, it would be incredible. Could you imagine if Kramer like came on the show one night and Michael Anthony? That would just be so much fun. I mean, we'd have a blast. You guys know that. It would be smiles from ear to ear, and we would just have a field day. It would just be a whole lot of fun. I would love to talk to Kramer and pick his brain. Like I said, I've been watching. I don't watch him too often anymore, but I used to watch him a long time ago. Might be why I do the show the way I do because I used to watch him. And yeah, he used to do a great show at Mad Money. I used to love watching him run around and hit all the buttons and stuff. I actually enjoyed the entertainment of it. Not only that, he was good at stock picks back then, and that's how long I used to watch him back then and write things down and look at them and stuff like that. So yeah, Michael Anthony, please do us a favor. Get that set up. That would be so much fun. That would be a great time. I'm not going to lie. So, anyway, on that note, Michael Anthony, there's your homework. Go email Kramer and then send us the email. Let us see what that says. If it has any do you run that through AI or do you run like a what's that called, proofread or spelling check or anything? Do you run anything through that before you send the emails? I have to imagine. You can join Kramer group that will. I don't want to join his group for $149 for 6 months. That might help everyone since Kramer gives some picks to everyone to get. Michael Anthony, we go through the entire market right here. That's why he emails you because you're paying him $149 every day and for 6 months. And who's he talking? Is he talking to AI? He's talking to Kramer's AI bot over here. You know, I thought Michael Anthony was talking to Kramer. He isn't even talking. He's talking to his AI bot. His AI bot's probably confused by Michael Anthony. His AI bot's like, I can't even translate this guy. What's going on here? But anyway, I didn't know you were that involved with Kramer there. And yeah, that's what you're saying. That's pretty wild right there, right? You're saying, oh, you would never subscribe to a group with a single voice that has so many followers. You will get lost and crushed in the rush. Absolutely bad advice. I agree. I mean, them calls will get pumped and dumped all day long, every day if it's like that. So Kramer sends the group to pick before he buys. Well, he kind of has to because he's not allowed to even buy himself anymore because he does a show and stuff. So he's actually only allowed to trade for charities and things of that nature. So I don't think he's even trading his own money anymore for like his own personal gains and or for that. I think it's more or less for charities and things. I don't think he's allowed to. So yeah, that's easy for him to do then because he doesn't really care. That's why he's sometimes so bad, to be honest with you, because again, he's not even trading like that. So let's see. Like they said, he never bought anything Kramer said to buy that I use a chart that Kramer can't read a chart. What? Now here you got. Did you write that? Write that to Kramer right now. I never bought anything Kramer said to buy that I use a chart that Kramer can't read a chart. What the hell are you even talking? So can we run that through our AI there, Luis Rodriguez? Can you please fill us in? See, Michael Anthony, you can make our show so entertaining. You could keep us on for like 20 extra minutes a night just talking to you because you are just so fascinating. And yeah, Kramer is BS. Don't follow his recommended picks. A million people will be there, and you'll get trampled. I agree with Laptop Travel. They're pumping dumps, and you'll get smoked on them. And yeah, that's not. I don't know what you're doing over there, Michael Anthony. To be honest with you, but at least you said I never bought anything Kramer said to buy that I use a chart that Kramer can't. So you're saying you never bought anything that Kramer said to buy. You use a chart and Kramer can't read a chart. Like I said, I don't know what Kramer is even looking at half the times anymore, to be honest with you. So it fascinates me. But yeah, I would love to do a show. Like I said, I'd be calling him out. He'd be calling out picks. I'd be like, what the hell are you looking at? I've done it plenty of times. I've seen what he tweets out and go, what the hell are you looking at? And guess what? I was right, not him. And so yeah, it's just a matter of that. And but yeah, there you go. Our Discord's crowd. Look, yeah, IOVA. We hit that one 93%. Did you see that, Michael Anthony, what I posted out Monday? 93% I had that option on Monday. It went up in like 3 minutes. So yeah, we don't have a million followers, but you don't have to have that many to be good. But also at the same time, you don't almost want that many sometimes. And if you want that many, you're gonna have pumps. It's gonna be all pump and dump situations at that point because look how it's just sheer numbers. If you have that many people getting into it at one time, of course it's going to get pumped up. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that's not. And then of course he can post it out, right? And so say he posted out but they already have the buy order set up, right? So all right, for example, he posted out GDYN, everybody here. I already have my buy order set up. GDYN, it's at 646. I got my buy order set up. I posted out. There's my post. And now I can wait about 30 seconds and hit my buy order. Yeah, some people are going to get in. Some people are quick that can get to it, but not everybody. And guess how many people are going to buy that thing 30 seconds to a minute later? And then obviously it's going to get pumped up. And guess who's going to dump it off the minute it gets pumped up right there? So that's what you're going to be looking at. So yeah, he might not buy it before he sends it out, but he probably has the sell button and everything already set up just as he hit that send button, and then he hits the buy button right after it. So I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, there you go. Some Kramer talk right there. But there you are, and you never bought anything. Kramer said to buy, and he buys that keeps selling off. Well, that's what we're talking about, Michael Anthony. It's pump and dumps. Everything he's going to say is going to be a pump and dump because there's too many people involved. There's too much nonsense going on. And that's why you don't follow people like that because it's all a pump and dump. And that's why he's crazy. So there you are, Laptop Travel. Kramer has friends, family, and I'm sure he's tipping someone off ahead of time. Absolutely. I mean, and again, they're buying these things. Yeah, he already has it set up, and he can still buy it faster than everybody else. So with him announcing it in his forum right there, you guys still can't buy it as fast. So that's right. You can't follow things like that, especially when there's a million people and they're followed by recommendation from an influencer who has a million followers because it's going to be a pump and dump. And you're not going to probably be in it at the beginning, that's for sure. So you're going to be buying it as it's getting dumped down. And that would be not fun right there. It happens all the time. We've watched it happen over the years, like it happens every day. So there you go. And I paid a 149 for stocks. You just said you would not buy. That's what I'm thinking, Laptop Travel. Why are you wasting $300 a year? Michael Anthony, for stocks that you're absolutely not even going to buy and don't care about. Yeah, even Trump does it. We all have to all learn not to follow the Trump tweets. Exactly. They're all pump and dumps, all this nonsense. The Trump and Melania shit coins, all that stuff. I mean, look at all the ones that his kids get into. Pew and stuff. They sold this off. This was the craziest thing. Look, this ran up. This is the day they announced everything was going on, guys. It already spiked up that day and then came crashing down after they announced it. It was like the most bizarre thing you'd ever seen. As a matter of fact, you never seen anything like it. July 16th. We'll go back when we get there. Yeah, here you go. Congrats. What was it right here? Boom, boom, completes business combination with call. Yeah, that's what it was. Grab a gun, a mobile phone. They had the thing. July 15th, right? And it was already, that was that morning. It had already gapped up that morning and came crashing down that day. And that's what all these Trump companies have done. If you try to follow them and get into them, you're going to get completely destroyed. We know that. And that's why we kind of stay away from things like that, especially the Trump ones. Is Barron's already made $100 trillion off of that before you even getting in, and he's shorting it down now when you're trying to buy it to go up. So you're a little late to the party, I'd say, on most times. And it's not just you; it's me, it's all of us. We're not in the circle; we don't know. But yeah, same thing's going for that Kramer nonsense there. So I hope that helps everybody. I'm glad everybody got to hang out there and listen to that. And we'll end it with Fresh right here, and that's Freshworks. And that could be a fresh pick coming up right here. Michael Anthony. So don't post anymore. Save them for tomorrow. But yeah, FRSH Freshworks. That could be a nice fresh one right there. And there you go. So yeah, don't follow Kramer or anybody that's pumping and dumping things because it's not worth it, to be honest with you. And I don't think they're even looking at charts. It's all a bunch of nonsense. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out and hit me and shoot me a DM on X. I respond to everybody. You guys know that. And we're always honest here. We tell you what's actually popping and what's not. I mean, holy cow! Every night we go through it. That my night note's been on fire lately. So just watch that thing and keep an eye on this show. And when I tell you guys something's been setting up for like a week and a half, it's going to be running. And I'll give you a perfect example of it right here. Good old PayPal. I just kept saying that thing got set. It was setting up down here in the 40s, and now you're at $47. So that's all you need to do every day, and that's and you'll win. You'll beat the market. So there you are, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Michael Anthony, always a pleasure to have you on, having fun and laptop travel, and Luis Rodriguez, Janica, and everybody else like Doge Mom and Nine and Luis Rodriguez. I appreciate all your help. And again, we'll be on at 7 a.m. We do that pre-market show every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. We do this show 8 p.m. Sunday through Thursdays. We roll through the market. We see what's going on, and we pick out what's going to be popping. We also pick out what's going to be dropping also, and we pick out the fresh picks also, like FRSH right there, not looking too bad, but ASPI and Mobilicom and Sinestech and Reddit and Snap, all them guys looking pretty good. And Berna and ARM and a couple other ones we went through today. So if you're just tuning in, check out the show to replay. It'll be up there. And then just follow along tomorrow morning because, we'll be on in the morning to see what we're going to be getting into and what opportunities are going to be popping. So thanks again, Michael Anthony. And what did you say? You think Kramer has those people that work with him email his picks because he doesn't know his members? Yeah, he has. It's called you know who it is? It's called AI now, and that's that's who his people are. He just fired them all and hired AI, and that's who's emailing you there. Yeah, he definitely has somebody. He doesn't know who the hell is. He doesn't, Michael. He doesn't know you even exist, Michael Anthony. So that's what goes on with that. And see, we know you exist, Michael Anthony, and that's why this show works out because we're. We talk to everybody and we're very interactive and we know that we're all human beings and we're real and alive and you guys can see exactly what I do. And that's that. And there's no more really explaining anything else. I mean, I put it all out in the open for you guys and I go through any stock charts you want to look at and I tell you what they're going to do. And probably like 8 out of 10 times they do exactly what we say they're going to do. And then whether you trade them smart or execute it properly, that's a whole nother thing. We need to just have shows on that, I think, just executing. But been getting a little bit better, I think, and trying to anyway. So there you are, everybody. So brush up on executing your trades. And Michael Anthony will catch you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So you guys enjoy your evening. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence and be sure to enjoy your night and tune in tomorrow morning. I'll have we'll see you guys. I don't even know what I was going to say, but anyway, let me just end the show. I know I'm exhausted. I went sledding today. I didn't even tell you guys. I didn't even tell you what I did, but yeah, took Dougie sledding because he had the flu and he couldn't enjoy the snow. So I took him out sledding after the market all closed, after the Nvidia earnings, as a matter of fact, and we went out sledding. So we were both exhausted when we came home, not gonna lie, and it was a pretty good time. So anyway, there you go. And what did you say? Oh yeah, laptop travel was on the phone with me when I told him about the Trump coin. That was the craziest thing. You bought it at $4.12. That was before I even knew how to buy any of them things. Damn, I wish I knew. I had seen that tweet like literally like as it popped up. I think I tweeted it out. I was one of the very first people to retweet it out, I think. And when Trump announced that Trump coin, that was so crazy. That thing actually did make some millionaires. It obviously made a bunch of people lose a ton of money because it dipped down. But if you had seen it at that 412, like laptop travel, and knew how to get in, and he got in through that like weird way, it wasn't even through the way that we do it now, which is whatever that other site's called. I don't Phantom. But you had done it through like that trading bot thing or whatever the hell it's called. I forget what it was, but yeah, I couldn't even figure out how to do it. That was pretty weak. That was pretty wild there. So anyway, there you go. And that was pretty wild, I must say. And it was a crazy night. But yeah, I was on the phone with Laptop Travel talking to them, and they just put that was like the only one that ever really worked out. But you had to be so early to the party, and I was one of the very first people, I'm telling you, that retweeted it out, and it basically started at that price, and it was crazy. And yeah, I wish I had known how to buy it right there. You could have just transferred Solana right into it, and it just ripped. It went to what, like $80 or something. Laptop travel was pretty crazy. And so yeah, that was an interesting one for sure. And IMMR pays a dividend. We'll look at that one we'll just bring it up for you, Michael Anthony, since we're still talking. You can keep this on forever, can't you? But IMMR not bad, and they do pay a dividend of 7 cents there. So again, we need Chris from Costa Rica to come back. Is that where he's from? I forget, but we need him to come back on the show. He was fun when we traveled over there. And even if Kramer truly wanted to help his followers, he simply cannot because of the mass number of followers. And yeah, it's just all pump and dumps every single time, Michael Anthony. That's what ends up happening. But you guys enjoy your evening. We'll be on in the morning. We'll see which way the market actually wants to run. It looks like it wants to continue going up, but you just never know. And Nvidia did beat its earnings and had a good report there. So you would think that should make the market pop up. And there's plenty of earnings in the morning. There's plenty of earnings coming out in the afternoon. I'll be on with TrendSpider, as a matter of fact, tomorrow afternoon. So tune in tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. We'll go through the market. We'll see what the opportunities are, how it's opening up, and then we'll go from there, everybody. So enjoy your evening. Thanks for tuning in, and have a good night. And I'll see you guys at 7 a.m. Have a good night, everybody.